Hello, everyone. What's up? Moses here with a couple of announcements. First, I was teasing unintentionally a series of podcasts I recorded before the accident in the couple months I've been working on it leading up to the accident. And I ended up deciding that. Um, I'm reserving the right to release it in a later date, but leaning towards not releasing it at all because I decided, you know, just the mere telling of the stories um, themselves have been, I think, for me, the most kind of like therapeutic step I felt I needed to take, and releasing it out there would just probably just leave me in a pretty exposed position with little to no gain at all, essentially. We're talking about some seriously, deeply personal stuff of things, that are essentially my history, and I'm simply not willing to expose myself like that on the internet, right? It's just way too, yeah. So I thought about it. It just doesn't feel right. Um, so that's one. So apologies, but that's not coming out. I may end up recording some other things that are podcast like that will be used less to um, tell more personal stories about myself, but more to perhaps inspire other people to help them get to the decisions that I got to when it comes to, my own personal health, well-being, regular exercise, my healthy diet, and you know, cycling or whatever it is people are passionate about that. Uh, so these kind of like stories, how I've been dealing with, you know, like this immense gaining of weight and being overweight for years and years, maybe kind of like talking about things from that perspective, but a little less how I got to that situation because, everyone has their own personal story, personal trauma, personal, elements of their past that led them to what they are today. For me, it's just some stories are just way too personal, too deeply mine, and I'm simply not willing to share them with the world. Um, Maybe I'll change my mind several years down the road. These recordings exist, and they will remain there. Also, after losing my dad, all these stories that I've been telling all of a sudden seem so small in comparison to the personal tragedy I suffered, like after losing my dad. So releasing it now, um, outside of the fact that they're deeply personal stories, feels a bit petty. Like, when I recorded them, obviously my dad was alive, and like I didn't know what the future holds for him and for me and how I'm going to go through this period of time in my life. So I recorded these and I was telling these stories as if they're at the time they're kind of like the worst things that happened to me personally, and that kind of like led me to get shut off from the world and close myself and just focus just on streaming, doing night shifts, and kind of like adopted this unhealthy lifestyle that kept going and going, cigarettes for years and years and years, and unhealthy diet and gaining weight and zero exercise and extremely unhealthy way of life. But then, I'm telling these stories and I'm recording these videos. It's kind of like a final step, therapeutic step for me, uh, after the recovery, coming from a place of strength, not weakness, and sharing these stories. And then a couple months down the road, like a little bit afterwards, like my dad died, and everything else seems to be just kind of like so small in comparison. So I'm like, sometimes I watch a couple minutes of me like talking about something that happened, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what do you have to complain about? These were good troubles, you know? Anyways, so maybe I went a little bit too long as to the reason of why I'm not gonna, but yeah, so I'm not gonna. But I will announce something a bit happier and more positive. Obviously, a positive thing that I'm going to announce is if you haven't heard and if you didn't get the chance to visit the streams lately, I'm seriously going to get into, like, once I heal up and once my fractured skull all gets healed up and I get the okay from the doctor to get back on the road, on road cycling. I'm going to make a little bit of an investment in real life streaming gear, which involves like portable modems and GoPro and all sorts of other accessories and like a plan. And we're going to be broadcasting live cycling trips. And I'm extremely, extremely excited for this. Okay, this is going to be some serious project, completely changing the nature and the character of this, Twitch channel and YouTube channel, and we're going to start uploading real life cycling streaming content, and that's going to be freaking glorious because I live in a pretty beautiful place over here in Israel, and I'm going to look into road and off-road, like mountain cycling. It depends on signal, and we're going to try and find ways. Like, there's still a lot I don't know, but that is definitely the direction that we're heading. So that's an incredibly happy piece of news that I'm kind of like very excited to share with you. If you haven't heard it already, and there you go. I've been kind of talking about it, mentioning it on stream, on Zwift, but of course on the YouTube, like, this is the first time I'm announcing it, and on Twitch, it's not like everyone always catch up to the live stream content. So yeah, that's what's going on. In the meantime, I did get back to work last Sunday. Today is Saturday. We're recording this May 1st. 17th is going to be my 40th birthday. So that happens in like 2 weeks. I'm going to be 40, which is kind of silly to think about. But I mean, yeah, 40 years. Fuck it. So that happens. And also, yeah, so I did get back to work. It feels great to get back to work. I really did miss the guys at work, and everything feels like a lot. It feels like I never left, honestly. It's been 3 months since the crash and since my dad died. Um, and things are starting to get to back to normal as much as you can. So I'm pretty grateful, at least, that I have a very patient employer and environment at work, and I'm pretty lucky this way. And I'm getting back to work in a place that I enjoy working in, an occupation that I enjoy doing, and I missed it a lot. And I'm going to get into some mountain biking as well as road biking. And we're going to stream these trips. So that's going to be freaking awesome. I'm very, very excited about it. We're going to take it easy though. First, we need to heal. We don't want to cause ourselves any kind of long-term damage. But I am healing up rather nicely. My eyesight is great. Like, I don't see double anymore. Maybe I still have some weakness around the eyebrow or eye muscles and this left side of my head. Some muscles are still kind of perhaps weak, uh, but overall, like I feel like I'm getting back to myself, at least physically. Body is still a bit weak. There's still some pains from the accident, and that's just like natural. Body suffered a pretty severe trauma, but we're healing, and it's just a question of time. And we're going to get back to normal. Zwift has been great in helping me to maintain certain level of fitness, to make sure that I don't regress and go back to what I was before I started to lose all my progression. I did lose some progression, of course, because of the accident, because of the injury, because I couldn't do any kind of exercise. But I'm now getting back to it, and it feels great. We did a 73-kilometer bike ride on Zwift with like 1,200 meters of climb. It was pretty brutal last week, so that was pretty intense. Very happy I was able to do that, and we're going to do more and more and more tougher and tougher challenges on both Zwift and once I heal up in real life as well. So this is it for now. This is the update. By all means, make sure to check on the YouTube for more videos, more updates. Scroll back and check out what you've missed, and also make sure to tune in every now and then to say hello on the live stream. I would love to see you. As always, thanks for watching, and see you guys around. Bye bye, friends. Take care, everyone.